Have you ever opened a drawer, a closet, or maybe even walked into your garage and thought, where did all this stuff come from? It's like one day you're putting away a few extra birthday cards or saving a dish set just in case. And the next thing you know, it feels like the house is full of memories, but also a little bit too full of everything else. And if you're anything like most people over 65, you're probably starting to feel the quiet nudge to simplify. Not because you have to, but because you want more space not just in your home, but in your heart and your head. Clutter isn't always about mess. Sometimes it's about emotion. It's that feeling of holding on and the fear of letting go. But here's the good news. Decluttering after 65 doesn't have to be about loss. It can be about freedom. It can be about choosing what matters now, in this beautiful chapter of life. This isn't about tossing everything and moving into a tiny apartment unless you want to, of course. This is about making your space work for you, not the other way around. In this video, we're going to walk through 6 gentle, powerful ways to declutter your life without regret. No pressure, no guilt, just simple steps that help you breathe easier, move more freely, and feel lighter inside and out. And I promise, each step is designed with your heart in mind. That's a recipe for frustration and exhaustion. Instead, start with one drawer. Just one. Maybe it's the one in the kitchen with old takeout menus, twist ties, and pins that may or may not work. Or maybe it's that bathroom cabinet that hasn't seen the light of day since 2002. Pick a space that doesn't feel emotionally heavy. This way, you're not overwhelmed right out of the gate. There's no rush. You're not on a TV show with a countdown timer. You're doing this for you, at your own pace. And when you finish that one drawer, take a breath, smile, and celebrate that win. Because that's how momentum builds. You don't climb a mountain in one leap, you take it one step at a time. Now, while we're on the subject of small steps, let's talk about the power of daily routines. Decluttering doesn't have to be a big event. In fact, one of the most freeing habits you can build after 65 is the one in, one out rule. It's simple. Now that you've felt what it's like to clear a little space, and maybe even let out a breath you didn't realize you were holding, let's keep going. Because the truth is, so if you're holding on to things simply because they were given to you, it's okay to let them go. Maybe donate them, re-gift them with intention, or offer them to someone who might actually use and enjoy them. You're not being ungrateful. You're being wise with your space and kind to yourself. And that brings us to a slightly bigger, braver step, your wardrobe. The closet, the land of maybe I'll wear that again, and I used to love that dress, and those pants almost fit. But if we're being honest, most of us only wear a small fraction of what's hanging there. The rest? It just stares back at us, silently reminding us of a body we used to have, or a life we no longer live. But what if you gave yourself permission to dress only for now? For the person you are today, not the one you were 20 years ago, or the one you wish you might become. Your closet should be a celebration of your current self, not a museum of past versions. Try this. Next time you open your closet, look at each item and ask, would I wear this tomorrow? If the answer is no, if it itches, sags, pinches, or makes you sigh, it's time to let it go. Life's too short to wear clothes that don't feel good. You deserve comfort. You deserve ease. You know what I mean, those boxes labeled for the kids, or the furniture you're saving just in case someone needs it. If the answer is no, release them. If it's yes, pass them along now. That way, they're appreciated and used while you're still here to see it. Decluttering isn't about cutting off your past or shutting the door on your legacy. You deserve to enjoy your living space without weaving around piles or constantly reaching over things. So part of this journey, this gentle, thoughtful decluttering, is walking through your home with fresh eyes. Ask yourself, is this item useful now? Does it add beauty, joy, or ease to my life? Or is it just there? If something is in the way more than it is in service, then you have every right to kindly let it go. This isn't about stripping your space bare. It's about creating wide, clear paths. About reducing the noise in your environment so that your body and brain can relax. It's about honoring your current needs. That's not selfish, it's wise. It's caring. It's strong. And while we're on the topic of strength, let's not forget emotional strength, the quiet kind that shows up when we're willing to face the past, hold it in our hands, and choose to either keep it close or bless it and move forward. Because here's a beautiful truth. Decluttering doesn't erase memories. It refines them. It brings them into focus. It lets the very best rise to the surface. You might find, as you go through your things, that certain objects trigger a deep feeling. Maybe it's a handwritten letter, or a piece of jewelry, or a recipe passed down from your mother. Take a moment. Sit with it. Let the memory wash over you. If it fills you with warmth, keep it. If it stirs sadness, but no longer serves your present, thank it. And gently release it. And yes, you can thank your things. It might sound silly, but gratitude is a powerful part of decluttering. Saying thank you to an item before letting it go helps shift the process from one of loss to one of appreciation. It softens the goodbye. It reminds you that every object once served you in some way, and now it can move on just like you are. Sometimes we hold on to things not because we love them, but because we fear regret. What if I need it someday? What if I give it away and then miss it? But the truth is, those moments are rare. And the cost of keeping everything mentally, emotionally, and physically is often far greater than the occasional, "Oh, I wish I still had that." Because what you gain is so much more: clarity, calm, control. And here's the real magic. When you clear away the clutter, your treasures shine brighter. That one beautiful vase you truly love, now it's not buried behind 6 others. The photo of your wedding day, now it's front and center instead of lost in a box. You give the meaningful space to breathe, to be seen, to remind you every day of what matters most. Decluttering after 65 isn't just about tidying up, it's about reclaiming your space as a reflection of who you are now. Not who you were in the past, and not who you might be one day, but you today. And that version of you deserves a home that feels like a sanctuary, not a storage unit. You don't need to do it all at once. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to meet anyone else's standard. You only need to move forward with intention, with love, and with a spirit that says, "I trust myself to know what I need." And if you feel doubt creeping in, remember this. Every step you take to simplify is a step toward living more fully. Every item you release is a gentle statement. I'm choosing what matters now. That's not letting go. That's coming home to yourself. So take your time. Be kind to your heart. You're not just making space in your house, you're making space in your life for what truly counts. There's something deeply satisfying about walking into a room that feels light, not because it's empty, but because everything in it belongs. Nothing extra. Nothing stuffed in the corners or shoved behind a door. Just what serves you, comforts you, and reminds you of who you are today. That's the goal of decluttering after 65. Not to chase minimalism or throw away your life's treasures, but to lovingly shape your surroundings so they support this chapter of your life. So let's talk about one more important and often overlooked part of that journey: digital clutter. Now, I know what you're thinking. That doesn't take up any space. And technically, you're right. But digital clutter lives in our minds more than in our homes. That email inbox overflowing with thousands of unread messages. The dozens of apps on your phone you never use. The hundreds of photos that make it harder to find the one that truly matters. It may not take up square footage, but it does take up mental space. And mental space, at our age, is precious. So here's a gentle suggestion. Set aside a little time, maybe just 15 minutes a day, to declutter your digital world. Start with your email inbox. Unsubscribe from newsletters you don't read. Delete spam and old messages. Then, go through your photos, keep the ones that truly mean something, and consider organizing them into albums labeled with people, places, or memories. And don't forget your desktop or home screen. Do you really need all those files staring back at you every time you turn on your device? Choose a calming background image. Keep only what you use. Let the rest go. You might be surprised how much lighter you feel just by simplifying your phone, your computer, even your TV watch list. Technology should work for you, not overwhelm you. When your digital life is tidy, your thoughts feel clearer. Your day flows smoother. You stop wasting time searching for things and start enjoying what you find. And that brings us to the most beautiful reward of this whole process: space. Not just physical space, but emotional space, mental space, even spiritual space. Because when you declutter, you're not just removing stuff, you're inviting in new energy. More room to breathe, more clarity to think, more freedom to move and to rest. And perhaps most importantly, more space for joy. Imagine sitting in your favorite chair, sipping your morning tea, and looking around at a space that feels truly yours. Everything has its place. Everything has a purpose. You're not weighed down by the past. You're lifted up by the present. You begin to realize you never needed all those things to feel whole. What you needed was to feel connected to your memories, to your values, to yourself. And when you make room for that, life opens up in ways that surprise you. You might find yourself picking up a hobby again now that your table isn't buried under clutter. You might invite a friend over for tea now that your living room feels inviting again. You might even find a little spark you forgot was there now that the weight of too much isn't sitting on your shoulders. So, if you've been waiting for the perfect time to start, this is your sign. Not because you're behind, not because you need to fix anything, but because you deserve a space that reflects who you are and supports where you're going. Decluttering after 65 isn't a chore. It's a gift you give to yourself and maybe even to your loved ones, who won't have to guess later what mattered most to you. You're choosing now, with intention, with love, with grace. And listen, if you've made it this far, you're already doing something powerful. You're thinking about your life with fresh eyes. You're asking what matters now. That takes courage. That takes wisdom. That takes heart. So I want to say, I'm proud of you. Truly. This isn't always easy work, but it's worthy work. And every drawer you clear, every item you release, every moment you choose peace over pressure, it's a step toward more freedom, more ease, and more meaning. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've let go of recently that made your life better? Or what's something you're ready to tackle next? Share it in the comments below, I promise. Your story will inspire someone else to take that first brave step. If this video made you feel seen, supported, or even just gently motivated, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like more videos like this on living well, aging with purpose, and finding joy in every season, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got so much more to share. And finally, as you look around your space today, I hope you smile. Because this isn't the end of anything. This is the beginning of something lighter, clearer, and more beautiful. You are not your stuff. You are not your past. You are here, right now, and that is more than enough. Here's to living simply, loving deeply, and creating room for what truly matters.